guys, another day, another video. So we ordered some steel plate so that we can build an extension on our hydro bracket to basically connect it to the 4 bolts that go to the shifter grommet deal over there. As this is still not quite stiff enough how I want it, so I'm basically going to add it in and then weld it to the existing piece so that it'll be connected with 4 bolts up there, four bolts back there. So it should be about as stiff as I can make it. So I have a quick little template that I made. So that kind of shows where the holes are compared to that. And this back is lined up to existing hydro thing. So between those 2 holes and this, I should be able to trace a pattern onto the new piece of sheet metal. So, all right guys, so some more progress. This is kind of what the plate has turned into. I still haven't cut the center hole, but I actually kind of like how this turned out. So I trimmed up the edges to kind of make it a more organic shape and really to clear, you know, it's got the OEM handbrakes areas are right here that this was in the way. I was going to cut all the way into here because it overlaps, and that's about the end of the overlap, but I decided just to keep that kind of a smooth arc there. More aesthetics than anything else. All right, I'm kind of stoked. So it kind of worked out. So yeah, cut the 4 holes out, took a grinder to the exposed edges and it cut it down pretty easily. I mean, the disc was a little bit too big, so that's why it wasn't able to go like completely flat, and it kind of made my corners a little oblong. But then I kind of rounded them off, which, you know, doesn't look the best in some of the corners. That corner definitely is probably the worst, but you can easily get to where there's 3 screws right here to pull the shifter part out, and room to rerun my O2 sensor stuff that comes up through there. Hey guys, a new day. So hindsight, I think I was not doing a great job of including like time-lapse stuff, just doing updates. So I'm gonna try to do better this time. So we're gonna start off today by throwing some welds on these 2 pieces. So cool, I'm gonna set up the time-lapse and just, I guess, start throwing welds on here because we need to keep moving. We've got stuff to put together. So now that I got that welded up, I started to paint it. Made my like makeshift paint booth in here. So I've got 2 coats of self-etching primer down. So it's got, I think, about 30 minutes for it to dry before I could hit it with, I think I've got, it's like epoxy paint. Hopefully I aim that right. Seems to be holding up pretty good on the other part, or the rest of it that I already did once. So that's good. So now I'm gonna move real quickly into cutting the dash. So I laid this down because that velvet material gets dirty super easy, but I'm just laying the dash bar in since I know we've already cut the dash bar here. So I'll definitely know that I'll have to trim out this area here. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to line this up first so I can get this lower part cut. All right, so first test fit, it's gone pretty well. So my little notch seems to be roughly in the right place. Obviously I can't get it all the way in. because we're hitting there, which is expected. But similarly, I think I've got this hole just about right. We seem to be roughly at the height that we need to be at. We may need to trim a little bit more, but you know, I'd rather trim less and then have to trim more in the end. So this is lining up about where I need it to be, I think. Okay. I'm gonna overthink this and then start cutting. All right, so we got it marked out now. So we're about to cut it. I've been dreading this moment this entire time because I really don't like the idea of like cutting this dash. It was super clean, but you know, 'tis the game. If I mess it up, I do have a spare dash, but you know, it's not gonna always be the original one to the car. But let's see how it goes. All right, that took way too many tries. I think I stopped filming because I ended up pulling this dash in and out probably like, had to be like 8 or 10 times as I like slowly cut more and more to get it to clear the cage, because I didn't want like a gigantic hole. You know, it's a decent sized hole that ended up getting drilled out. It's pretty low priority right now, but I do want to try to glue basically clearance one of these vents for each side and then kind of glue it into place just to make the dash look more complete. But I mean, that's pretty solid. Big progress. It's a big move. It's more or less completely in the right spot, like pushed all the way to the windshield and everything. All right, guys, so dash went in. I had to take a little bit more off on the trimming, and it got in. So I pulled it back out because I still need to do a couple more things before we permanently mount it. I got a bit ahead of myself and I started putting the carpet in. I started to think there wasn't really a whole lot that was keeping me from putting it in. I will say that the bottom of the main carpet does go under here, so I didn't put any of the push pins down there. Makes you feel a little better because that carpet and the trunk pieces took up a pretty good percentage of my pile, so it made that pile substantially less, which makes me feel a little bit better about how much is left to do. But otherwise, we're making some pretty good progress this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish all that, but we'll make a good deal of work. In an effort to not prolong this series though, I'm just gonna keep this video going and I don't know, maybe cut some stuff out or something to make it not too long. Because I don't want to get to a point where I still have videos coming out and the car's done. So, wish me luck. We'll get it figured out. All right, on to the next thing. All right, guys, a little bit of an update. I've continued to tinker a little bit, so carpet's all in. I've cut the holes for this hardware. I still need to tighten it down though. But I have all of the hardware in. I was able to get the dead pedal in, which I'm kind of surprised. I thought with everything down there, I wouldn't be able to get it in. Wrapped all this wire and electrical tape just to kind of hide it. I don't think I'm gonna trim the carpet. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that because I don't think it's actually gonna matter. Overall, it kind of it all just fits decent. Obviously not the best because of certain things. I had to trim it out for my little hydro setup. I want to put that in, but it's still drying. I don't want to mess the paint up on it from trying to go too fast. So there's that. I'm just going to kind of go around now and pop all the little carpet pins in that I'm missing because I have them all saved over there. I just didn't put them in because I put the carpet all in out of order. As I put basically the main carpet in last. And it's supposed to be like that carpet, then that, and then that. They all just kind of lay over top of each other. So I didn't want to get like stuck. But overall, I mean, step back, man, it's looking good. stoked on this. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep on tinkering on stuff and just putting stuff back in because it feels like I'm close. I still have minor stuff to do, but progress. All right, so we've got all these side panels in, door sills, these kind of interior parts. I mean, we're making good progress, so we'll just keep pushing on stuff. All right, guys, so it's been a few days. I tried to install the lines on the handbrake, and I realized that I bought an incorrect fitting. So the fitting that I do need is going to take a while to get in here, unfortunately. It's just one of those, I guess, super odd fittings that not a lot of places stock. And so Amazon originally said that I would be able to get it earliest, I think was going to be Friday, so tomorrow. But I think at this point, it hasn't even made it to USPS for shipping. So it probably will be next week. So we're going to just keep on trucking, get the dash thrown in the car, get it all bolted together, do other stuff interior wise, wiring and nonsense. Stuff that's probably just gonna be like hammered through. So go team. I don't really want to admit the amount of effort that it took to get to this point, but I think this is where we're gonna call it for today. I'm gonna probably finish some wiring first before I put the rest of the interior in, because all that's plugged in. I just need to put the surround back in here. Got this guy all hooked up, except for this thing doesn't do anything anymore because I basically deleted the entire blower box. But need to wire up the display unit that's going here. The ECU's still not in, and we still got to wire up the blower motor. But I think once we do that, I'll be good to go. Maybe put a seat in here. Yeah. Sick.